So I don't know how this changes. So the Supreme Court has ruled they can't bring. And so maybe you can explain this to me, Ray. You criminal justice major, minor. Explain to me, how can they get this back if they've already? Because doesn't it violate the 14th Amendment? I mean, couldn't someone file a case right now? In fact,
I'm sure they are.
and Utah got stopped. And Utah got stopped. Well, and what they really did was this: they went, okay, there's no federal mandate. We're going to give it back to the states.
I did see a conservative saying, in case you need, I don't know who needs to hear this. I hate when people start posts like that. Like, just knock it off.
Yeah.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but Roe was never a constitutional right. So they're saying that it was reinterpreted under an amendment. But then why did it get reaffirmed so many times? Right. And if you go back and look at who voted it in, it was conservative judges.
Yeah. Yep.
And if you also go back and look at the history of Roe, you know, because humans are idiots and we're destined to repeat the same mistakes. We were just talking about this.
Over and over. If you know history, you won't be as stupid.
The leader of the Southern Baptist Convention at that time that this was happening came out in support of Roe v. Wade. A lot of people that you would not expect who saw the danger, saw what was happening, saw the deaths, and realized that there needed to be an alternative to protect women's lives as well. And so it's weird how now those people don't even know that history, and we're right back where we started.
Right. Well, again, that's the minority. The majority of this country agrees that Roe v. Wade should have been upheld. It should have never been overturned. And here we are. So we need to Biden needs to fucking step up and come out swinging with whatever he's got, executive orders, something.
Yeah, it's the same shit that the Taliban and ISIS does, though. Like, it's the same shit. Like all the ayatollahs will get and they'll just pass a law that women have to wear. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
Now women don't have, and they can get, and if you go out of state, if you're pregnant, go out of state and you come back and you're not pregnant anymore, they can charge you.
Well, I just saw a story, I think it was on CNN, that said that Cash App payment history is going to be used as a piece of evidence against women. Claire McCaskill.
Yeah, you said it. That's right.
McCaskill. She was on the other day and she was talking about her daughter. She said both of her daughters called her crying. One of her daughters had a miscarriage, and it was dead inside of her. And so they gave her the pill to go home. And she said that in Missouri, under this new legislation, they would have the right. It's a crime to come into her daughter's home and demand evidence, to go to that doctor's office and demand evidence to make sure that that's really what happened. So, yeah, it's kind of
so that's dystopian. The cops can now come into your house and make sure you didn't get rid of the baby up on purpose
with something that was legal last week.
Exactly. We're losing our country. So here's what I think is going to happen, and I need everyone to listen. What we need to do is, and we've seen it now. We've seen it over how many administrations? Okay, the Democrats want to get you health care. They want to get you a higher minimum wage. They want to get you unions. They want to get you. And by the way, and gross domestic product does better under Democrats every time. I make more money every time. I looked at my taxes. Every time we have a Democratic president, I make more money. People have more money, so they come to shows more. So they go see. So you got to vote Democrat. And the only reason I'm saying it is because the Republican Party is no longer the Republican Party of Eisenhower. It is no longer the Republican Party of even Reagan. It is this insane. I mean, and I hate this word fascist because I sound like the hippie guy in Forrest Gump. That was it.
Yeah.
But it's this.
You're right. It's far. They're far right now.
They want to go into your house and check your vagina to make sure that I'm sorry. What? So the only way this changes is if we body slam them so hard in the midterms where they go, holy crap, we lost 11 seats. We lost 11 seats in the Senate. We lost 25 seats in the House. At that point, they're going to have to come up with some new ideas because all they're doing is taking away the freedoms the whole country's based on freedom, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and they're just shaving it away for just what they like. And who's the first politician that actually lets his mistress have an abortion? Who's the first Republican you'd call on it?
Now or who has?
I was going to say that was my same question.
I mean, this is a
thing, right?
Whomever new Ivanka in college has outed her, which I don't agree with either. It's
They
a
outed
right
her?
to
She had one?
privacy. Yeah. There's also Doug
Yeah, that's-
Ducey's son
was
made a
dating-
girl take the morning
after
after
pill,
pill.
yeah.
There's a bunch of people kind of outing people, which I don't love. But
Well,
the
it's only-
point
is-
being that you're a hypocrite. You
Is
know?
this one of those caught the car things? They've been bitching about it for so long. Now it's finally happened. They're like, oh shit, because I think they screwed themselves.
the Roe v. Wade was affirmed by 7 justices.
Right?
It's just kind of crazy to me.
How mad are you about it?
Here's the thing. I said this last time we talked about this, that I'm really tired of seeing ED commercials. You
Yep,
know, a
yep.
pill because your wiener won't work anymore. We got an
Wiener.
email from a guy that was so offended because he needs the ED pill to, because he's got health problems and whatever. And I really think that
God's will,
the
though,
point
dude.
just flew right over his head.
Right.
That's
that-
what we're saying. If you're saying that a woman gets pregnant by anyone, including a rapist or her family member or a guy she doesn't want to have a baby with, that's God's will, she should have to have that
Right.
baby. I'm saying if you have a limp wiener, that's God's will, right?
Yeah,
If
that's
that's
what
what we're
I
going
tweeted
to
this
say.
out.
And
Be
what you're
consistent.
missing, sir, who wrote the email, is that our point being that it shouldn't, neither of those should be anybody's business.
Right.
My point is that I'm drawing a correlation between the two and saying that's the same thing, and yet we're not doing anything about
In
the
fact,
male
if we-
side of
if
it.
there was a law that came out that said everybody who actually got a prescription for the ED pill, the government has every right to see how you're using that. Are you creating babies? Because if you're not,
Isn't he
creating,
proliferating
Yeah,
abortion
yeah.
by doing that?
by so he can have sex,
Mm-hmm.
maybe he's trying to procreate the species. But we should have to keep a schedule of that. Are you just hooking up? Or are you actually making sure that you're making babies?
Well,
If you're
maybe we
making-
should go into his home to
That's
double check.
That's what I'm saying. Anybody who has a Viagra prescription needs to be tracked by the police, just like women who
Yes.
who are pregnant.
We don't want faulty penis men walking around the earth.
If your
Those
penis
have to go.
doesn't work, we don't want you making weaker humans. Come on, man. I think the Supreme Court needs it that way. That if I was just a ridiculous billionaire, I would just start filing crazy.
And that's our
ass
point.
cases like that.
That is our point.
Right.
Just be
that
like,
that guy totally
I have a
missed.
team of lawyers.
Is we're
filing
just
stupid shit.
asking you to see how
Right.
it's so one-sided,
Oh, yeah.
and
Right.
it always
Yep.
has been. And
But here's the thing, though. But do you understand that men just accept that with women? We just accept it. You know,
Yes.
we all go, oh yeah, well, they're killing babies. Da-da-da-da-da. No, they're not. You moron. And by the way, the baby's only there because some dude didn't pull out or didn't wear a condom.
no. It's the woman's fault.
No,
it's
it
the
is
woman.
not.
She should have. She should either abstain completely. The males don't have to, but the woman should. She made this happen.
Well, this is this is no surprise. The women were
It's weird to
just
hear-
allowed
It's
to
weird
leave
to hear
the
you.
house.
Weird to hear you. So he's really down.
Yeah, I'm really
Yeah, but
upset.
why?
Really,
But in the middle, that's what I'm saying. ISIS and those guys, like in the Middle East, they can't drive. They have to wear a mask over their faces. Like this is they're and some of those countries are like, what is this? Of course, you can't have the abortion. You got to have the people. Got to make many people.
yeah, they need more people. They need more ISISes.
This episode.
That is plural.
This episode
ISIS is.
brought to you. That's what the guy at Hugo's asked.